Good morning, this is Olav from Caribbean Weather Center and welcome back to another video about the weather. But first, I would like you to please subscribe on the YouTube channel Caribbean Weather Center and also click on the notification bell to get all the latest videos on the weather. So, today we're going to talk about the topic of the ENSO conditions, El Niño, La Niña. So, last update I gave you about what will happen in the coming months. So let's see how things are going right now. First of all, you can see that the temperatures, the anomalies, the negative anomalies have gone down. We are getting closer to the average temperatures, and there will be fluctuations, but temperatures have been warming up across the eastern and central equatorial Pacific, and that means that La Niña is now gone since the beginning of this month. So what will happen in the coming months? Basically, the models are indicating that temperatures across that area will be warming up more and more, the sea surface temperatures, and that means that at the moment when the temperatures reach the positive anomaly of 0.5 degrees Celsius, then if those temperatures also couple with the atmosphere, then we will get the El Niño conditions. The forecast for that is to happen by this summer, and that's why also the NOAA has indicated that we have now basically almost like the El Niño conditions are like on the way, but we can say we have El Niño watch for the coming months, because by this summer we will have then the El Niño if things pan out. So basically that will be around June, maybe July, just in the beginning of the hurricane season, so that will also have impacts on our hurricane season. So what will be the impacts of the El Niño on the Atlantic Basin for this coming year? First of all, more wind shear. Wind shear is basically you have the wind, more wind shear when basically the temperatures are higher across the eastern and central Pacific. Then you have more activity, more humidity, more precipitation, more systems in that area, and the extension of those weather conditions also creates then wind shear across the Atlantic Basin, and then those can tear apart the activity and the formation of tropical cyclones. So that's one impact. Secondly, we also have sinking air, more stable air. That means basically that we will have a stronger, higher pressure across the Atlantic and lower pressures across the eastern and middle of the Pacific. And that means sinking air, more stable air across the Atlantic, which means also that you will have less precipitation, so more dry air, and that also gives way to the domination of more of the Saharan dust. Furthermore, also a higher pressure system across the Atlantic Basin leads to stronger trade winds, which also do not help for the formation of tropical cyclones, because then also they move very fast towards the west, and that means that tropical systems also have difficulties to form. And also likely less tropical cyclones, as I said, because of the aspects I just mentioned, all those factors that will be unfavorable for the formation of tropical cyclones. So likely less tropical cyclones, less activity, and also then because of the drier weather, the Saharan dust, the stable weather, we'll have drier weather and likely more droughts across vast areas of the Caribbean, mostly areas like the ABC Islands and also Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada will likely see more drier conditions, droughts across during this year, basically also during the rain season. And also warmer temperatures. Remember, when we had the El Niño conditions in the past, we had globally higher temperatures. So this could mean that in the next year we could have warmer temperatures across the world, and maybe one of the warmest years in recent history. That could happen in the next year. So the effects on the aspect of the wind shear, you see the higher temperatures across the Pacific, Eastern Pacific, also Central Pacific. This leads to more activity, precipitation across those areas, more and more active season across the Eastern Pacific. And then this activity leads to more wind shear across the Atlantic, and then that leads to unfavorable conditions for development for the, as to the formation of tropical cyclones. So as you can see, unfavorable conditions across the Atlantic Basin, mostly across the Caribbean. We have seen a lot of activity in the last couple of years. Now this year, that's likely to be less. So that's basically all the information on the latest on the possible El Niño that will be forming in the coming months. And I will be giving you more information in the coming months about the developments of the El Niño. That's all for today. Thank you very much.